Hey, let's tie another type of the hollow point tactical jig. And this is using the magic quill from Orvis. So we're going to wrap our thread around, this is white fine unithread around the body. We'll wrap the tag around the line or the thread like usual, then continue wrapping it down the fly. We'll clip the tag and continue wrapping toward the end, making it even as possible. And we're going to wrap it down to where the hook starts bending down. Be careful that you don't cut the thread on the tip of that hook. It's really sharp. Go back over it one more time. This is a pertagon type fly, so it will end up being a little bit bigger than normal up near the head. Now we're going to tie the microfibers for the tail, about a ½ inch, quarter to a ½ inch. Then sparingly tie them on. Get the slack out of the thread. Now we're going to take a piece of the magic quill and tie it on. Notice I'm tying the tip, so the small end ties on first, and that's actually it's sticky on the back side, and that's one thing that's really cool about this particular product. It really makes the bottom part of the body on this fly look great, and it ends up looking just like the ones you buy at Orvis. There we go. So now we're going to carefully wrap the magic quill around from back to front, slightly overlapping the tape. So that lets the white come through and it gives it a cream color when it's done. Just take our time. We'll go around it 4 or 5 times. Notice I'm pinching it down to hold it down while we're looping it over to make sure there's no gap there and to keep it nice and smooth. We're going to go up about halfway up the hook and then stop, maybe a little more than half. And then, like usual, we'll take the thread and loop it over the tag, back across the tag to hold it down. We'll trim the tag as close as possible. Now we'll tie some more loops, always going in the same direction for the thread and the materials. I'm going to do a little loop knot or whip knot on there for this first part of the thread. So this is for the white. We're going to pull it tight, cut the tag, and then we're going to switch from white thread to black fine unithread. And we're going to start right behind the head using the same technique. Wrap your tag around to make so it'll stay on good. And then we're going to wrap it down about a 1/6 to an 1/8 to an 1/8 of an inch from the head down the body. And that's to create the thorax. Okay, now we're going to tie on red hollow point tinsel. We're going to tie that on right behind the head. There we go. I'll build the body up just a wee bit there. Again, this is a perdigon type fly, so it's kind of beefy up near the head. Now we're going to wrap the hollow point tinsel around, going forward toward the head flat, about 3 or 4 wraps. Noticing I'm pinching it down as I pull it around, because if you don't, it'll pop off and you'll have to retie that. And it's harder to get it to do right once it's come loose and you're trying to tie it again. So like before, we're going to wrap the thread over, across the tag to hold it down. I'm going to clip the tag. Now also, I'm using copper for this head, a tungsten copper bead, but you can also tie it in gold or also black. And I've got a nickel black version that I use as well, but I always try to use tinsel or tungsten. Now we're going to finish that body off with a whip finish knot there at the end. And gently pull it out, pull it down, keeping pressure on, and we'll trim the tag. Again, close. And the final step is to put on the very thin flow type UV epoxy. Kind of run it along the body, and this usually gets a pretty good coat of it. And then we harden it with the UV light from Loon. We do that for about 12 seconds and then it's done. So there you go. That is a hollow point tactical jig, and this thing works great.